Think Green with Harrison.
As you know, swine flu seems to be a ubiquitous phenomenon, certainly in media all around the world. Panic, the klaxons are ringing, people are screaming and yelling, the fear, the panic. The CDC here in the United States reports one set of numbers. The World Health Organization reports yet more. Different ones, by the way. People who are on the scene say one thing is going on. The pharmaceuticals seem to be ringing the cash registers. So we have with us right now a man by the name of Mike Davis. Mike happens to be a former environmental historian, now a professor at the University of California, Riverside. And he's been in Mexico and on the scene to report to us what looks to be more real than what we're getting, say, from CNN, which watching them looks like a movie trailer for the end of the earth. And Mike, I want to welcome you and thank you for offering a perspective, more of an eyewitness perspective.
My pleasure.
So tell us, what is it that you saw going on there? What can we assume is more or less real or not at this point?
There have been no confirmed swine flu cases in Tijuana. There have been some in Mexicali, and there are, of course, probably now more than a dozen, maybe as many as 30 in San Diego County.
Let's talk for a second about the notion of hog farming. There have been reports within the last month in Mexico citing the 0 point for where this thing started, that being a Smithfield Farms hog factory where there's some 900,000 pigs and something the size of a broom closet. A lot of people seem to think that there's been some real activity there.
Having what has been identified as an epicenter, Smithfield, who owns the giant American pork producer who owns half of this plant, the only other inspection had been Mexican veterinarian inspectors had simply looked at the animals, had given them a visual inspection, which of course is next to useless because animals can have this infection in a totally benign form. So there's a kind of multiform danger that is presented by industrializing livestock and creating just such huge concentrations of animals.
Right, and we see the same thing when there's too many people. What a great way to pass a flu back and forth. Put a lot of people in one room, let them wheeze and cough and sneeze on each other, and the next thing you know, everybody in the room has it. So the same principle, whether it's hogs, whether it's chickens, whether it's any sort of animal that is forced together, and then you, of course, give them lots of antibiotics as they do cattle, which we're downstream, we drink the milk, we eat the meat, so we're also recipients of everything they're given, whether it's prophylactically given to avoid something that they might get, but then we become resistant to things as well. So it's quite a circle, isn't it?
And then these, vast ghettoized, concentration animals, it's kind of the worst of all possible worlds from the standpoint of emergent disease and public health.
Professor Mike Davis, I want to thank you so much for joining us and offering a perspective, eyewitness report, if you will, and appreciate it, and we'll be in touch with you down the road. Thanks for being out there and for being eyes and ears for us.
Thank you.
Think Green with Harrison. Visit or email Harrison on the web at www.goharrison.com.